Matt and Mikey hit the airwaves bright and early, sipping coffee while the world's still a little twirly. They've got a list of 5 that'll blow your mind. Tune in now, leave your worries behind. Saturday morning Samoflange, top topics that'll make you dance. Grab your headphones, take a chance. It's the best darn podcast in the land. From movies to snacks to the quirkiest trends, they debate and laugh till the show nearly ends. A little bit of chaos, a lot of good cheer. With Matt and Mikey, your weekend's clear. Saturday morning Samoflange, top topics that'll make you dance. Grab your headphones, take a chance. It's the best darn podcast in the land. Snacks to the quirkiest trends, they debate and laugh till the show nearly ends. A little bit of chaos, a lot of good cheer. With Matt and Mikey, your weekend's clear. Saturday morning Samoflange, top topics that'll make you dance. Grab your headphones, take a chance. It's the best darn podcast in the land. Whether it's favorite dinosaurs or breakfast delights, their witty banter makes everything feel right. You'll laugh out loud at the friendly spouts. Matt and Mikey sure know where it's at. So set your alarm, don't you dare hit snooze. They've got opinions you just can't refuse. Saturday mornings have never been this grand, thanks to Matt and Mikey and the Clever brand.
Hi, folks, and welcome to their Saturday morning Samoflange. I'm Matt.
And I am one happy Mikey, because that theme song just is, ooh, 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 ooh.
You know, I feel like I'm the Pillsbury Doughboy when I hear it. Someone just poked my tummy, and I went, ahoo.
Do you want me to poke your tummy?
Yeah, go ahead. Ahoo.
Oh. What's good for the goose
tummy.
is good for the gander. I didn't
That
know
wasn't
it.
my tummy. How about them Bears?
Yeah, I was just thinking, when did you get a six-pack? Because that was hard.
Moon River. Okay, here we go.
Well, how are you today, man?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing well.
You know, we like talking about music.
I love music.
We do love music. And this one is top 5 underrated tracks. Albums, and we talked about this. This is actually something you said. You said, actually, their hit is not my favorite song on the album. And I went, mine too. And then I started thinking, whoa, wait a minute. This could be a top 5.
There are quite a few albums out there that, you know, their biggest hit, while, you know, in a lot of cases is a good song, but not my favorite on the album.
And I remember telling people who said, I love this song. Have you heard the album? That's why I used to tell them. I said, because there's another song on this. I would tell that to people all the time. This is not their best song. It isn't? No, listen to the album, because track number 9 or whatever this song called, that's the best song on there. I would say that all the time back in the day.
Yeah, it's quite true.
So this is a conversation I literally used to have way back in the day when I was into every type of music.
And now it is a conversation that we're going to have with the masses.
The masses right with us.
So do you think that we'll have any type of crossover?
There is no way we're having crossover.
So did you go kind of like out of the box again? We could have possibly one if you went there.
I'm going to say, hold on, let me make sure. You know most, if not all, maybe number 5, you do not remember that hit. But the rest of them, you know the hits. You will not have them on your top 5, though, I don't think.
Okay. I mean, there would only be one, I think. And I do think that you probably agree with me. But I'm interested to see your take when we get there.
All of these are songs you've heard. And I will start off because number 5 is probably the least popular. Yes, I'm going with Weezer again. I just told you I listened to all the Weezer albums a few weeks ago. So here we go. The White Album.
Yes.
Okay, White Album. And I hated. I did not think this was a good song. Actually, I thought there's a lot of songs better than "Thank God for Girls."
So you're saying that's the most popular on the album?
That was the most popular.
Okay.
That was the single they got released when the White Album came out. That was the big to do. And I was disappointed because there's one that's we've got the wind in our sails.
Okay.
We've got the wind in our sails, and it's just like upbeat. It's got this little beat and everything. It's so nice, and that one is leaps and bounds better than Thank God for Girls.
Mm-hmm.
Leaps and bounds better than Thank God for Girls. Like I was upset that was the song that was playing on the airwaves, a song that was getting the clicks and whatnot, and I was like, that is not the best song. That is not by far the best song.
Not by far.
On the album. So that is the one song out of all of these you probably don't know. The rest of them you do know.
Okay.
The rest of this
well, I like it.
You do know.
I'm interested.
You know these singles.
I'm ready.
So that was I it's 5 almost throwaway, but it bothered me as a Weezer fan. The other hit songs that when I was like, yeah, good. There's better ones. That's a good one. And this one's one I was like, that is not a good one. In fact, there's 5 other songs on the album that is like low tier throwaway track number 9 or track before the finale.
Right.
That's just a filler. It felt like a filler song to me, not their hit. I can't believe what was Weezer thinking making that.
What were they thinking?
What were they thinking? Who were the ab wizards who came up? That's what I said. So it is your turn. Numero 5.
All right, my number 5. This is my kind of only borderline one where I think that the song that I like the best on this album, which is one of my favorite kind of songs of this kind of genre and era, I do think that it's less popular than the other two, but I could be wrong about that, but I'll just tell you. So the album is Permanent Vacation by Aerosmith. And the song that I like the best is Angel. Now, that was a popular song.
It was.
But I don't think it was quite as popular as Dude Looks Like a Lady.
No, that was more popular.
Or Ragdoll. So, yeah, all 3 of these songs are great, but Angel to me is this wonderful, like, love
Angel's
ballad, and a kind of a fun, ballady rock song that I just don't really think they make anymore.
I had a friend of mine hated Aerosmith. Didn't like a single song. Me and my buddies listen to Aerosmith all the time. Angel was the one he said, that is one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And he hates Aerosmith. So
it's very melodic. It does remind me of the old skating rink. But I'll still listen to it today, and it still has a punch to me.
No.
Oh,
what are you doing to me? Top 5 songs you want to hear at the skate rink back in the day.
Top 5 couples skate songs.
I could do that.
Angel might be on the top 5 couples skate.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
Hold on. That's going to be a mini top 5.
Oh, yes. Writing it down right now.
Oh my goodness! I can think of 2, 3 songs already.
Oh, yeah.
That songs you wanted to hear when you were skating.
And this song goes out to all the lovers out there.
And of course, this is going to be complete 80s and 90s slop.
Oh yeah,
it is completely going to be because that's all you wanted. But you wanted when that song played, this was your jam.
I heard a story the other day. I do not know if this is true, but somebody was talking to me about, we were talking about the Civic Center and how like back in the day it used to hold bigger concerts. And they told me that in the early 70s, the Jackson 5 came to the Monroe Civic Center. And afterwards, they went to Skate Town on 165, and Michael Jackson was just out on the skating rink, just kind of skating like around. The bodyguards and stuff were there, but like it wasn't, because he was just a little kid, back then. Don't know if that's true or not, but in my mind's eye now, every time I pass by Skate Town, I'm like, oh, Michael Jackson was there skating, and that makes me happy.
That's a crazy story.
It is a crazy story, right?
My number 4. The band was called Crazy Town. They're known for the song Butterfly.
Yes.
Okay.
Sugar.
Come my baby.
Honey.
Come by my baby. I'm a butterfly.
Yeah.
Give me sugar, baby. Okay. That was from the Gifted Game album. Not their best. Their best is, I'm embarrassed to say this, but it's called Lollipop Porn.
I do not think I've ever heard the song.
Oh, it's just a great song. It starts off with Dancing with the Devil on the 13th Floor.
Okay.
I was like, that's great. And it's almost like a little, it's got like a little beat to it and everything. And it is just super catch and just super wild. And it's just great. It's just great. Not safe for work, not safe for kids.
Well, if it's a title named Lollipop Porn, I would probably think not.
But you know the cover has a girl with devil ears and tattoos on her face.
I don't
sucking
remember
on a
that.
lollipop.
I don't remember that cover.
The gifted game is her. She got little pigtails and
Okay.
little devil horns. She's got tattoos everywhere and sucking on a little lollipop.
Okay.
And so that is I'm assuming that is the lollipop porn. But yeah, it's just.
I'm gonna have to. You've got a lot.
I've got
to
a
listen
few.
to now.
Got through cue ball,
Yeah,
curveballs. But see, no one listened to the gift of game anyway. They just like Butterfly.
Yeah.
Which is, I love Butterfly too. But I got the album because of Butterfly, and I was like, man, that Lollipop Porn's pretty good.
Yeah. All right, my number 4. All right. So this is another '80s album. I think now this album to me is great from beginning to end. I love this album. It's one of my top probably 10, 15 albums of all time. I own the record. I still listen to it all the time. The album, I'll just go ahead and say it, is Faith by George Michael. I think that probably, without arguing, Faith is probably the most popular song on that album.
Oh, for Leaps and Bounds?
Right. Well, there's a lot of bangers on that album. And my favorite song on that album, which is my favorite song by him, is One More Try. Now, that's a very popular song, too. Everybody's heard it. But that song is so haunting and so wonderful to me still. It has this certain kind of tabooness, sensuality to it. Like, he had a very sexual, like, kind of, undertones and sometimes overtones to his song, especially with that and Father Figure. But I just thought, even as, like, a young person, that this sounds a little bit different. This almost sounds like something I shouldn't be listening to. But, it's on the radio, and here's, like, the video of it. And it's kind of stuck with me all these years. The vocal, the lyric, the music, to me, and I love Faith. I mean, Faith is great, but I think One More Try is leaps and bounds better.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Maybe I'm throwing you some curveballs today.
That was a curveball. I like Faith, but you're right. The other song is good. Is it better?
To me, I think
it
better.
is, and that's why it's the top 5 there for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think Father Figure is better than Faith.
Wow. I have another one. I don't hate the song on the album. This is the Make Believe album by Weezer. My last Weezer mention.
Stop me if you've heard this one before. Weezer?
Weezer. Beverly Hills,
yes.
obviously, the big one.
Yes.
Fun, great. But the song that really got me and touched me, and I appreciate, was Pardon Me.
Okay, yeah. That's a much better song. Yeah.
It's a song to the fans about when he kind of left the band, put everything on hiatus, kind of went down a spiral, went away for a long time. The fans were forlorn, came back with the Green Album and stayed with us, everything. And this is his, the chorus is, so I apologize to you and all the things I put you through. I may not be, and that's just, and it was a song, because when I listened to it, he was singing to me.
Yes.
And he was singing to all of us, and I was like, thank you, Weezer. Thank you, Rivers.
Thank you, Rivers.
And, we all love him, but it was like, hey, pardon me for my behavior before. Yeah. And I was like, that is, and I remember listening to it and I went, that's right there. That, and it's my allergies,
Well, I'll say
but
this.
I appreciated that song. I think that is an awesome song, and it is. You obviously know. I mean, it could be saying he's saying that to a girl or whatever. The song could be about that. No, it's to the fans, and every fan knew that the moment they heard it. And it was just really nice to tip his hat to the hey fans. Thanks for staying with me. Thanks for staying with us. Thanks for not giving up on us when I kind of. What went a little wayward. I love that. I think that's such a beautiful. I also, there's another song on there too that I think is better than Beverly Hills, but honorable mention is Perfect Situation.
Oh, that's a great song.
That's a good one too. But
I think that's my favorite on that album.
I almost said Perfect Situation. Right here I have Perfect Situation / Pardon Me. So I was trying to make my decision, and I think I'm picking Pardon Me. But Perfect Situation is another one I think is better. I love Beverly Hills, just like you were saying about Faith. I love that album too, but I love Beverly Hills. I think Beverly Hills is awesome. But there's just a few more that are just better.
Well, I'd like to say this right now officially. Rivers, if you're listening, I don't need Donald Trump's permission. You're pardoned.
Ooh! You're pardoned.
You're pardoned with these two hearts at this table.
We're going to top 5 people we would pardon.
Yes. Well, Rivers. There we go. Done. Done. Done.
That is also that would be a mini one there.
A mini one.
All right, so-
my number 3. Okay, once again, an 80s album. I love this album. Y'all have heard me say this before today because I love all these albums. This is actually one of my favorite albums of all time as well, like Faith. I actually probably would put this album above Faith, believe it or not. This is probably in my top 10. I don't think there's any doubt that Def Leppard's Hysteria, the best song on that album, not the best, but the most popular, is Pour Some Sugar on Me. That is that's their biggest hit
That's
in
what they're
general.
known for. The casual fan knows that.
Yes, right,
Yeah.
right. But to me, that's actually one of the weakest songs on that entire album, and it has my favorite Def Leppard song, period, which is Hysteria. That is such a laid-back, smooth, almost easy listening type of rock song that sets you in a place.
I agree with you on that. And Pour Some Sugar on Me, even though it's nice, is played way too much and is overrated. It's not a bad song.
It's not a
in my
bad
opinion,
song. It's super 80s, but it's kitschy and
it gets old.
Yeah.
If you keep playing it.
Right.
Yeah.
But Hysteria is just a totally different vibe, man. Like, it is such a chill song, but to still be a rock song. But I could name, Women, Armageddon It, Love Bites, all of these songs to me are better than Pour Some Sugar on Me on that album. Not to diss on Pour Some Sugar on Me. And shout out to my sister. I have 2 sisters. One of them, her favorite song of all time is Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Is it now?
It is. But she graduated high school in 1988. So it makes sense, right? Like that's like right in her time period. So shout out.
Okay. Nice. Love it.
I have a question for you, Matt.
Yes.
Who does
number
2 work for?
Number 2 is the band Switchfoot.
Okay, yeah.
The album is Beautiful Let Down, and the hit single was We Were Meant to Live for So Much More, which is a great song. Mm-hmm. I love it. Have you heard this album?
I don't know. I don't remember because I've heard that song obviously a million times.
The song 24 is beautiful.
I know you love the TV show 24.
I do love the TV show 24, but I
don't know if I've heard this
24
song.
horses, 24 drops in the way, 24 finds me in 24th place, 24. He was 24 at the time, and he's kind of writing, and it's just a really soft, really awesome, just wonderful song. I believe I was 24 when I heard it too.
Okay.
And that became my theme song for a while. I just said, that's such a beautiful song. With everything's 24.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, what's the purpose of this? Well, he was 24.
Okay.
When he wrote it.
Yeah.
And that was his 24 song, and it's just I don't know, just one of those things that I just love. But yeah, and I'll be honest, Meant to Live, the whole album, even Beautiful Letdown. It was a beautiful letdown. Switchfoot's great.
Yeah.
Switchfoot, Puddle of Mud, a few of those. You need to get the albums and listen to everything besides the hit single.
Yeah,
and a lot of them had some.
This
good
is
ones.
a fun topic just in general because here lately I have been interested in going back and listening to albums of artists that I really only knew a couple of the singles. To go in and kind of fill in the blanks to see like what is some of their other music like. For example, like there's 3 major like Huey Lewis and the News albums, and I just recently went back and got the records and thought, okay, well there's plenty of hits on all of these, but what are some of these other songs that didn't make it on the radio? And just that band, for example, great. Just good music all together. Billy Ocean, we've all heard Caribbean Queen or whatever. So yeah, it's really fun to go back and listen to these whole albums and see what we missed if we didn't buy the album but only heard the radio.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree 100%. All right.
Do you see my face, Matt?
Okay. So
this is my number 2, but I'm not pooping on it.
For me to poop on.
For me to poop, but definitely not to poop on this one. Only in Dreams. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. That's my favorite Weezer song, so Only in Dreams for me is my number 2. What's the biggest song off that album?
Only in Dreams.
Buddy Holly, Say It Ain't So, maybe, probably.
No, Buddy Holly, maybe, but definitely Buddy Holly, but
Only in Dreams is my favorite Weezer song,
Only
period.
in Dreams is beautiful. We talked about this when we talked about the Blue album.
Yeah.
But I will, let me say it again. Only in Dreams. If you've not heard the Blue album, you got to listen to the Blue album, but Only in Dreams is how it ends. And It's if a song the song comes with an encore built in, and you feel like you don't want it to end, and it comes back again with that dun, 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 and then the ending dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's just after all this big music, this big welling up, it ends with just one guitar stroke, one plug, one last tug at the string.
Yeah,
and then it's over.
They all just kind of tuck you in real nice.
I mean,
they just swaddle you up and just lay you right down on the pillow.
It lifts you up.
Yes.
Holds you in its arms.
Yes.
Carries you.
Yes.
To the top bunk of your bed.
Yes.
And then lays your head gently on the pillow, the curtain, and then gives you that final plucked kiss.
Yeah.
As you are sound asleep at this point.
They do not drop you over any edge.
No, they do not.
It's the softest landing ever.
Oh no! We have to do top 5 finales.
Yes.
Albums.
Yes. That's going to be a lot harder.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Okay. I'm writing all these down here.
And I like that.
This is great. This is great.
How many albums just tuck you in real great?
How many albums just tuck you in, so they say tuck it, Anyway, number one.
Number one. I would love to know your number one.
Okay. You do not remember the band Dynamite Hack.
No, I do not.
You do not remember their album, Supernatural.
I do not.
You do know the hit song on that one.
Do I?
'Cause the boys in the hood are always hard. Come tucking that trash and we'll pull in your car.
Okay.
They did the NWA, the acoustic version.
No way.
Remember, you've never seen them?
No.
Oh no, wait. They do all the lines from the NWA,
Okay, right.
Boys in the Hood, but it's just acoustic guitar. And the music video is them being all rowdy with golf shirts on a golf cart, like they're so super white.
I would have to look that up, but
Goodness.
that is not coming to mind.
I thought you knew this.
No.
Oh wow, it would play on the airwaves and it's a funny song because they're just doing knowing nothing but life.
Is that kind of in
legit.
like the
Don't talk me, boy, I ain't said.
What's that band that I love that sang the Buffy theme song? Nerf Herder. They kind of in the Nerf Herder like era?
Maybe so.
Like late
maybe
90s.
So, but they had this one song that just hit the airwaves and everyone loved it because it was an NWA song but done with acoustic guitar and made soft and mellow. Even the same exact line.
Was that around the same time as that country like Gin and Juice that came out and got popular?
Maybe so. So when you were transitioning the brands and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that's what they were popular for. That's what everyone loved. I'll be honest, the music video's hilarious. And I bought the album because of that. I bought the album basically because of the music video. I thought it was so great. But then, of course, I love that song.
Yeah.
I was like, they're taking an NWA song and giving it its own spin. Because we've seen, what was it? Run DMC and Aerosmith.
Walk This Way?
Walk This Way.
Sure.
Which I thought was wonderful.
Yeah.
And ever since then, these crossovers. And usually it's a rock song going rap. It's something going rap instead of the other. And this time they're taking a rap and bringing it acoustic-wise. And I was like, that's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
I need to look that up.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Here comes the pin, ladies and gentlemen.
The pin's coming out.
The pin is out.
Top 5 renditions
of
songs that were renditions that were better than the original.
Okay. All right.
Can we do that?
We can do
Is
that.
that sacrilege?
No, it's not sacrilege.
Is that what they called rendition? What's it called?
A cover?
A cover. Cover songs.
I mean, that's tough. It might be easy. It might be tough.
Might be
very
easy,
subjective,
It is going to be very subjective. But anyway, okay. We're talking about music for the rest of the podcast, for the rest of the year here. But their best one was Anyway. Hold on, folks. Anyway, the junior high school dance version, which is I guess you call it a stinger on the album.
Yeah, sure. Like at the very end?
At the very end, they have this rock song. I remember you anyway, so gone. But then I guess I want to say it's his girlfriend. It's played with a piano, and she's doing the same lyrics, but just this beautiful. And the song just takes a whole nother. At first, it's a rock song anyway, but for her, it's like more wanting.
Yes.
Anyway. And I thought when I heard that, because after the last track plays, then you have the little thing,
right.
This 2-minute song of the second track on the album, and I was like, what is this? And I remember I would listen to that track over and over again just to get to that, hidden track song.
By the way, that's a lost art too. The hidden track.
Do you miss the hidden track?
Yeah.
Now, see, I can't do a top 5 hidden tracks.
No, because
there's not that many. But it was always like really nice to say, wait a minute, there's more candy in this rapper.
Well, yeah, like whenever you like get to the last song on like the old CD players and you see that it's like 15 minutes long.
Yeah,
and you're like, wait a minute, but the song's over in 3.5 minutes, and you're like, okay, how long do I gotta wait? I remember Bloodhound Gang was like that. They had that hooray for movies.
And did you? And then they did. It was the.
that.
Their secret. That's how they started the album. Hooray for Boobies. The secret album is them practicing that and the girl laughing.
Yeah, and the girl laughing.
Hooray for mine, hooray for yours. Yes, I see yours. That is
so
the
good. It's so
best.
good.
And I guarantee you, they were listening and going, this is going on the track. This whole dialogue is going on the track. Because that's just fun.
It is fun.
That was fun. It made me smile. It made me laugh.
It's like the equivalent of like Jackie Chan like bloopers during the credits of all of his movies. It's just so fun. It's so good.
Hold on.
Man, Bloodhound Gang.
Bloodhound Gang, because what was their opening song?
Probably something great.
Oh, no. Should they have won last time?
Well, their 2 main albums, they probably had good openers.
Yeah, they did. Hold on, let me see. What was their first one? One Fierce Beer Coaster. Let me see. Hold on. That was their first one, right?
I think so.
Let me see what One Fierce Beer... Because I remember they had an awesome... It is... Kiss Me Where It Smells Fun.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
That is... Don't listen to it, children. Do not listen to this.
That's such a great album. But then their next album, the one that had Discovery Channel, that wasn't... I don't think that was the first song. The Bad Touch, I guess, is the name of that song. But
yes. But their songs make you laugh too. They're the songs that you used to sing you used to strum on the guitar. The songs you'd make up that were just funny. But they were really doing it in real life, and that was just so great.
Love those.
But
guys.
anyway, Dynamite Hack. Anyway, the junior high school edition. It says the junior high school dance version. I didn't know that it was actually titled that, but I had to look it up to make sure I got the name right. But it's wonderful, and my favorite by far track on the album. Okay, so. Who does number 1 work for? Can you squeeze out that number 1 for me?
Oh, I can squeeze it right on out.
Okay, please do.
Okay, so I want to say this is not my number 1. I got to be clear. This would have been this would have been my number 1, but here's the problem, right?
Okay.
My favorite song of all time is "Sweet Child of Mine," right?
It is.
So I wanted to probably say that, but here's the deal: I can't with any confidence say that Welcome to the Jungle is actually a more popular song than Sweet Child of Mine, right? Sweet Child of Mine might be the most popular song off of that album, even though it wasn't the opener, right? So since there's so much of ambiguity there, I have to just kind of leave that off the list. So my number 1 is another a band that we've talked about a lot lately, which is Metallica, and that's the Black Album. My favorite Metallica song is actually Sad But True. That's on the second song on right after Enter Sandman. Obviously, Enter Sandman is their best song, or their greatest song of all time, or most popular, I should say it that way. But to me, there's half a dozen other songs on that album that I'd rather listen to than Enter Sandman, starting with Sad But True. That's just one of the best metal riffs I've ever heard. You cannot not help but feel just kind of that sad but true. I mean, you're just in it, in that deep groove. And that'll always be a much better song to me than Enter Sandman.
Okay. That's a good pick. I didn't know you were such the Metallica fan.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I knew you liked them, but you...
yeah, it's weird.
You did a deep dive last week into Metallica, and now you're doing another one. I mean, I don't disagree with you. I think a lot of the albums... the one that my cousin hated... I thought was beautiful was when they did the orchestra one.
Oh, S&M?
But I
loved that.
He thought that was a sellout.
No way.
He thought they sold out, and that sucked. He really loves the old school music. Mm-hmm. And he even likes some of the newer stuff too. But I think maybe it's almost like finally people, Metallica's going mainstream now.
Right.
But then he thought they kind of they're pandering to a different audience. They're not pandering to, and a lot of Metallica fans were disappointed before that when
Sure.
they started entering more mainstream and getting away
Yeah,
from
they're
heavy
like
metal.
Load and Reload, which I like. There's a lot of people that didn't like. I mean, those were the albums right after the Black Album. I mean,
Yeah.
how do you follow up the Black Album?
Mike Piazza, huge Metallica fan, hated the Load and Reload, thought they were terrible.
Yeah, they are a different
he's into
sound.
heavy metal.
Don't get me wrong.
And he was so excited when it came out and so disappointed. He was like, really? I mean, wow. But my cousin wasn't like that until they did the S&M thing, and he just thought, no, you're just too
Fun
amazing.
fact: you could do some research on heavy metal music and the link between heavy metal music and classical music, and there's a strong link between how they're made, the chord structures, and that's one of the reasons why that fits so well. You know, some people like it and some people don't, but as far as like structurally, classical music is structured a lot like heavy metal music in a weird way. So
Well, there you go.
it worked.
Yeah, it did. It did. Let me know, folks, what are your top 5 underrated tracks? You know, underrated tracks on albums where everyone knows the hit single, but they don't know this track. I'd be interested. Who knows? I may even listen to a few of these, your suggestions to us.
I love listening to new suggestions.
There you go. So give us your new suggestions, and we'll see you next time on Saturday
Morning
Samoflange.